In a small town, nestled between rolling hills and fields of golden wheat, there lived an elderly woman named Eleanor. Time had etched delicate lines onto her face, and her once vibrant chestnut hair had turned into a silvery cascade that framed her gentle smile. At the age of 85, Eleanor found herself at the crossroads of a long and meaningful life, contemplating the tapestry of memories that adorned her journey. One crisp autumn morning, as the leaves painted the landscape in hues of red and gold, Eleanor sat by the window of her cozy cottage, her gnarled hands wrapped around a cup of steaming tea. The realization that her time on this earth was drawn to a close sparked a desire within her, a desire to weave the threads of her past into a tangible symbol of her existence. Inspired by the warmth of nostalgia, Eleanor decided to embark on a project that would immortalize the significant moments of her life. She rummaged through dusty boxes in the attic, unearthing remnants of days gone by, fabrics worn and faded, but rich with the stories they held. These fabrics, like the chapters of a well-loved book, were fragments of Eleanor's past, waiting to be sewn together into a patchwork quilt. The first piece she chose was a delicate floral pattern that once adorned the dress she wore on her first date with the love of her life, Samuel. As she carefully cut and stitched, Eleanor's mind journeyed back to the summer evening when they strolled hand in hand, the scent of blooming flowers lingering in the air. The fabric whispered tales of laughter, stolen glances, and the promise of a lifetime together. With each passing day, Eleanor delved into the treasure trove of her memories. The quilt grew, its patches telling stories of the birth of their children, the triumphs and tribulations of raising a family, and the quiet moments shared by the fireplace on chilly winter nights. She incorporated a square from the blanket that warmed her daughter during her bout of childhood sickness, a piece from her son's graduation gown, and remnants of the curtains that witnessed countless bedtime stories. As she stitched, Eleanor confronted the shadows of loss that had colored her journey. Quilt welcomed pieces from the fabric of grief, each stitch an acknowledgement of the pain she had endured the loss of her parents, Samuel's passing, and the bittersweet farewells to friends who had departed too soon. These patches, though tinged with sorrow, were essential in portraying the complexity of a life well lived. The quilt evolved into a kaleidoscope of colors and textures, a testament to the intricacies of Eleanor's existence. She reflected on the resilience that had woven its way through the fabric of her being, the strength drawn from adversity, and the beauty that emerged from the tapestry of both joy and sorrow. One day, as Eleanor stitched the final piece into place, she marveled at the masterpiece she had created. The quilt, a reflection of her journey through time, lay spread out before her, a mosaic of love, loss, and the intricate threads that had shaped her soul. With a sense of fulfillment, Eleanor wrapped herself in the quilt, feeling the warmth of a lifetime surround her. As she closed her eyes, she embraced the inevitability of the approaching end, grateful for the opportunity to leave behind a tangible legacy, a quilt that told the story of a life well lived, a life woven with the threads of love, loss, and the indomitable spirit of a remarkable woman named Eleanor. The soft hum of Eleanor's sewing machine echoed through the cottage as she continued to breathe life into the tapestry of her memories. The patchwork quilt had become an ongoing chronicle of her existence, a work of art that expanded with every passing day. In the quiet solitude of her home, Eleanor found solace in the rhythmic dance of the needle and thread, each stitch binding together the chapters of her life. As the winter settled in, Eleanor's health became more fragile, and her days were marked by a gentle cadence of reflection. Quilt, now an intricate mosaic of experiences, adorned the couch in the living room, a tangible representation of a life well lived. Visitors from the close-knit community began to trickle in, drawn by the allure of the vibrant quilt and the woman who wove stories into its very fabric. Among the visitors was a young woman named Clara, a spirited soul with a keen interest in history and a passion for unraveling the tales of the past. Clara, sensing the depth behind the quilt's colorful facade, struck up a friendship with Eleanor. She spent afternoons listening to the elderly woman's tales, her fingers tracing the contours of the embroidered memories. As Eleanor spoke, Clara was enchanted by the richness of the stories embedded in each square. The quilt became a living testimony to a bygone era, a relic that transcended time and connected generations. Inspired by the depth of the narrative, Clara proposed the idea of documenting Eleanor's life, a memoir that would encapsulate the essence of the patchwork quilt.
Together, they embarked on a journey of recollection and revelation. Eleanor's memory, though occasionally clouded by the passage of time, remained a treasure trove of anecdotes. Claire meticulously transcribed the stories, capturing the cadence of Eleanor's voice and the nuances of her experiences. The quilt served as a visual guide, its vibrant hues sparking memories that had faded into the recesses of Eleanor's mind. As the memoir took shape, the small town buzzed with anticipation. Eleanor's life story resonated not only with those who had witnessed her journey, but also with a wider audience eager to explore the tapestry of human experience. The local bookstore embraced the manuscript, and soon the memoir titled The Threads of a Lifetime found its way onto shelves, capturing the hearts of readers near and far. The success of the memoir brought unexpected attention to Eleanor's doorstep. Journalists, filmmakers, and scholars were drawn to the quaint town, eager to capture the essence of a woman whose life mirrored the ebb and flow of time. Cottage, once the haven of quiet reflection, became a hub of activity, its walls echoing with laughter, tears, and the clatter of footsteps. Despite the newfound attention, Eleanor remained grounded, her humility a beacon that endeared her to all who crossed her path. As the seasons changed, she continued to add patches to the quilt, each one a testament to the unfolding chapters of her life. The quilt, now a symbol of resilience and continuity, stood witness to the vibrant tapestry of Eleanor's existence. As Eleanor's health grew, gradually declined, Claire became a steadfast companion, ensuring that the final chapters of the memoir were completed with care and sensitivity. The town rallied around its matriarch, offering support and gratitude for the indelible mark she had left on their lives. On a tranquil spring morning, surrounded by the blossoms of renewal, Eleanor drew her last breath. The news of her passing reverberated through the community, leaving behind a poignant silence. The cottage, once a haven of stories, became a shrine to the legacy of a woman whose threads of wisdom had woven through the hearts of many. In the aftermath of Eleanor's departure, the patchwork quilt found a new home in the town's museum, a symbol of resilience and the enduring power of storytelling. The memoir, now a cherished literary gem, continued to inspire generations, inviting readers to reflect on the intricate threads that bind the human experience. As the years unfolded, Eleanor's tale lived on, carried by the whispers of the wind and the rustle of leaves in the trees. The patchwork quilt, carefully preserved and displayed, became a pilgrimage site for those seeking connection and understanding. In the quiet corners of the museum, visitors traced the contours of the embroidered memories, finding solace in the knowledge that, like the quilt, life is a mosaic of love, loss, and the delicate threads that bind us all.